Hello, this is a Campus Cruiser update. I'm going to speak to you about how to avoid miscommunications and missed communications with your students. There are 4 Campus Cruiser features that can help you in this. One of the things that we know is that classroom communication is no longer only a face-to-face thing. It really is an online class that we spend time in a face-to-face setting. So we need to understand that our students expect a certain amount, um, sometimes a high amount of information to be sent to them in digital formats. And they look for these things. They constantly have their whatever portable device it might be with them. So we want to be prepared and we want to work with our students in the way that they best learn. Many of us use email and we use it for conveying information and reminders and accepting and delivering assignments, and then we are forced to answer the never-ending questions that come with that ease of sending an email. Well, not having an email is really unfathomable to most of us, right? We expect that that's how we send a good part of our digital communications. And that's fine for some things, but you have to remember email is a personal tool, and there are some pitfalls that come with email. One of its strengths is the paper trail, right? We no longer are buried in mountains of papers. Instead, things come neatly packaged with that little paper clip attachment. And we know that that means that there's something embedded or attached to this email that's necessary to look at. However, when we use email as our primary method of transferring and conveying information, there are a great deal of many flaws which are exposed. Makes you want to throw your computer right out the window sometimes, right? Like this guy here. One of the main flaws is that their inboxes are just flooded. There's just way too much content and everything is delivered via email. So our paper trail now is in this haystack. And if we want to find anything, we're just hunting and searching. And the priority that email offers is a time delivery. It's not necessarily content. Second flaw is that the content that's embedded or attached to email relies on the technology, and spam filters and servers and personalized settings can really wreak havoc with what would otherwise be a nice way to deliver and receive information. And of course, the third flaw is that there's no real guarantee or perfect tracking system that this works. And I've seen over and over again many he said, she said moments, and we can't just call our students liars. So you want to avoid being put in this situation. You need the tools, okay? And Campus Cruiser actually has a great set of tools. Not necessarily a sledgehammer, although sometimes you may feel that way, but there are some really good communication tools that are available to you as faculty when you run a class. Some of these communication tools require a little bit of learning and some understanding on how they work, but I think once you have seen them and used them in your class, you will be very happy with the ability of tracking and ease of communication that they do offer you as a faculty member. First one is email tracking. It's as simple as that. If you insist on using email, you really might want to consider starting to track the messages. And you'll see here that the tracking lets you know not only if it's been delivered, but if it's been deleted, forwarded, received, or read. And this can help you in the instance of I never got that. The better option is using a class announcement. And a class announcement gives you the control you need either for in a class or for teams. You can color code them. And it's especially important if you use announcements because we just use so much data, attachments. We use so much data with attachments that we really want to make sure that we use an announcement. A journal works the same way, but it's more of a one-to-one communication with your student that lives within the context of the class and gives you that added ability to know that things are being kept in a digital record. Student tracking is the fourth item that I'll talk about, and that is quickly just a way to know if your student did what they said they did in Campus Cruiser. And it stops the questions of I tried and it wasn't working for me, or I went in there and you should have gotten it, I did attach it. Because if you'll see here in student tracking, it really lets you know click by click exactly where your student was, what they did, how long they were in there, um, you know, down to the absolute click. You'll see here, the student tracking picture shows that not only did they do the assignment, for example, but how long they took in that assignment and how many times they went back and tried. And when a student says, I submitted it to you, and you should have received it, well, it's pretty easy to tell if it was actually submitted because this is a very granular detail of every single thing that they did. So you can do it by tool, by assignment, by assessment, whatever it is that you need to track. It's here and it's available for you. You can talk about it a little more if you need to know, but just getting in there and playing with the tool will give you a lot of insight. Do you want to let them know you have the tool? It's up to you. I think sometimes if you let them know you have it, you're encouraging good behavior. I think you're making sure that they take responsibility for their work. On the other hand, maybe you don't want to show it, show your hand until you absolutely need to. So these are decisions you'll want to make. Perhaps it's a class by class thought process. Again, my name is Joanne Kyon Keating. Please call me or email me if you have any questions or want any additional information. Thank you.